My beloved child, don't skip this message. Listen carefully because this story begins with a moment that invites you to pause. Imagine hearing these words in your heart. Open your heart right now. There is something I want you to remember. Stay till the end because what you are about to hear is a fictional, inspirational message about faith, hope, and God's love. It is not a prediction of specific future events, but its message may encourage you exactly when you need it most. For a long time, you have carried burdens that no one else could see. You have smiled while hiding your worries. You have encouraged others while quietly wondering who would encourage you. There were nights when you prayed with tears in your eyes and mornings when you questioned whether your prayers had reached heaven. Yet even during those silent moments, God had not abandoned you. Sometimes His greatest work happens in the quiet places where faith continues to grow even when answers have not yet appeared. Listen carefully because this changes everything. Many people believe that God only speaks through dramatic miracles, but often He speaks through gentle reminders. Through the kindness of another person. Through the peace that arrives in the middle of uncertainty. Through the strength to keep going when you thought you had nothing left. These quiet gifts may seem ordinary, but they are extraordinary when you recognize them with a grateful heart. What happened next changed everything. There was once a person who believed their best days were behind them. Every disappointment convinced them that nothing good could happen again. But instead of giving up, they chose to trust God one more day. They offered one more prayer. They forgave one more hurt. They took one more faithful step. Looking back later, they realized those small choices had quietly prepared them for blessings they never expected. My beloved child, if you feel weary today, let this story remind you that your worth is not determined by your circumstances. God sees every act of kindness that no one applauds. He sees every prayer whispered in secret. He sees every time you choose love over anger, hope over fear, and faith over despair. Nothing done with a sincere heart is ever wasted. Stay till the end because something beautiful is waiting for you. The message is simple but powerful. Do not lose hope because the road has been difficult. Your story is still being written. Every lesson is shaping your character. Every challenge is strengthening your faith. Every season is preparing you for the person God is helping you become. Listen carefully because this is only the beginning. In the next chapter, the hidden purpose behind this invitation is revealed, and you will discover why some of God's greatest blessings arrive after the longest seasons of waiting, not because He forgot you, but because He was preparing your heart for something far greater than you could have imagined. Stay till the end, my beloved child. The most inspiring part of this journey is still ahead. My beloved child, don't skip this message. Listen carefully because you have reached the second chapter of this journey, where the meaning behind the invitation begins to unfold. The words, "Open this right now," were never meant to fill your heart with fear or pressure. They were an invitation to pause, to breathe, and to remember that God is still working, even when you cannot yet see the outcome. Stay till the end because what happened next changed everything. This is a fictional, inspirational story about faith and hope, not a prediction of specific future events. The person in this story spent so much time searching for answers that they almost overlooked the blessings already surrounding them. They were waiting for one extraordinary miracle while God was quietly placing ordinary miracles in front of them every day. A friend called at just the right moment. A difficult decision became clearer after a quiet prayer. A burden that once felt impossible slowly became lighter. None of these moments seemed dramatic at first, yet together they became undeniable reminders that God had never stopped caring. Listen carefully because this changes everything. Sometimes God doesn't immediately remove the mountain in front of you. Instead, He gives you the strength to climb it. He gives you wisdom when you're confused, courage when you're afraid, and peace when circumstances remain uncertain. These gifts may not always change your situation overnight, but they transform the way you walk through it. What happened next changed everything. One evening, the person opened an old journal filled with prayers they had written months earlier. As they read each page, they noticed something remarkable. Many prayers had been answered in unexpected ways. Others had been answered by changing their heart rather than changing their circumstances. They realized that God's faithfulness had been present all along, they simply hadn't recognized it while they were living through the waiting. My beloved child, if you have ever wondered whether your prayers matter, let this story remind you that no sincere prayer is ever wasted. Every prayer draws you closer to God. Every moment of trust shapes your character. Every act of faith plants seeds that can grow into blessings at the right time. Even when the answers come differently than expected, God's love remains constant. Stay till the end because something beautiful is waiting for you. Do not allow today's uncertainty to steal tomorrow's hope. Keep praying. Keep loving. Keep choosing kindness when bitterness seems easier. Keep believing that your life has purpose, even when the path ahead is unclear. The greatest victories often belong to those who refuse to give up during the quiet seasons. Listen carefully because this is the turning point. The person finally understood that God's invitation was never simply to open a message. It was an invitation to open their heart, to trust more deeply, to forgive more freely, to hope more boldly, and to walk forward with confidence instead of fear. That decision became the beginning of a completely new chapter. My beloved child, don't lose hope now. In the next chapter, the deeper purpose behind every delay is revealed, unexpected blessings begin to make sense, and you discover that God's greatest gifts often arrive after your faith has been strengthened through perseverance. Stay till the end. The most powerful part of this story is still ahead. My beloved child, don't skip this message. Listen carefully because you have reached the chapter where the hidden purpose behind your journey begins to unfold. For so long, you wondered why some prayers seemed delayed, why certain doors remained closed, and why your heart had to carry burdens that few people understood. Stay till the end because what happened next changed everything. This is a fictional, inspirational story about faith, hope, and God's love, not a prediction of specific future events, but its message may encourage you to keep trusting through every season. The person in this story reached a quiet moment where they stopped asking, God, why is this happening to me? Instead, they prayed, God, show me what you are teaching me through this season. That one prayer changed everything. Their eyes slowly opened to blessings they had overlooked. They saw how every challenge had made them stronger, every disappointment had taught wisdom, and every delay had helped them grow into someone more compassionate, patient, and faithful than before. Listen carefully because this changes everything. Many people think God's greatest gift is changing their circumstances overnight. But sometimes His greatest gift is changing the heart that faces those circumstances. A fearful heart becomes peaceful. An anxious mind becomes steady. A discouraged spirit begins to hope again. Those quiet transformations often become the foundation for every blessing that follows. What happened next changed everything. As the person reflected on their journey, they realized that the answers they had been searching for had been quietly appearing all along. The encouragement they needed came through unexpected conversations. The strength they thought they lacked appeared exactly when they needed it most. Even the people who had once disappointed them taught valuable lessons about grace, forgiveness, and resilience. Nothing had been wasted. Every chapter had served a purpose. My beloved child, if your heart has been growing weary, remember this: God is not measuring your life by how quickly everything changes. He delights in every step you take toward love, honesty, and hope. He sees every quiet prayer, every unseen act of kindness, and every moment you choose faith instead of fear. Those choices matter more than you know. Stay till the end because something beautiful is waiting for you. Do not let the silence convince you that heaven has forgotten you. Some of the greatest blessings begin quietly, growing beneath the surface long before they become visible. Just as roots grow before branches, your faith is being strengthened before the next chapter of your life unfolds. Listen carefully because this is the turning point. The person finally understood that opening their heart to God did not guarantee an easy life, but it gave them something even greater: the confidence that they would never have to walk through life's challenges alone. That assurance filled them with peace no circumstance could take away. My beloved child, don't lose hope now. The final chapter is still ahead. There, the full beauty of this journey is revealed, every season of waiting finds its purpose, and the story ends with renewed faith, lasting peace, and the joyful reminder that God's love has been guiding every step from the very beginning. Stay till the end. The best ending is still to come. My beloved child, don't skip this message. Listen carefully because you have reached the chapter where every lesson begins to reveal its purpose. The road has not always been easy. There were days when you questioned your strength, nights when you wondered if anyone understood your pain, and moments when silence felt louder than words. Yet even then, God was writing a story you could not yet see. Stay till the end because what happened next changed everything. This is a fictional, inspirational story about faith and hope, not a prediction of specific future events. The person in this story slowly realized that every season had been preparing them for something greater. The closed doors had protected them from paths that were not meant for them. The waiting had taught patience. The disappointments had built resilience. The unanswered questions had drawn them closer to God than they had ever been before. Looking back, they saw that none of their tears had been wasted. Every chapter had become part of a much larger purpose. Listen carefully because this changes everything. God was never asking them to have all the answers. He was asking them to trust Him one step at a time. Faith was not about seeing the entire journey. It was about believing that the one who created the path would continue to guide them through it. With each new day, fear began to lose its grip, and hope quietly took its place. What happened next changed everything. An unexpected opportunity appeared, not because the person had forced it, but because they had become ready for it. Months earlier, they would have overlooked it or doubted themselves. Now they recognized it with gratitude. They stepped forward with humility, knowing that every lesson from the past had prepared them for this moment. What once seemed like a small beginning slowly became a doorway to new purpose, deeper joy, and stronger faith. My beloved child, never underestimate the power of ordinary faithfulness. A simple prayer can change the direction of your heart. A kind word can restore someone's hope. A decision to forgive can free you from burdens you have carried for years. God often works through these quiet moments, shaping lives in ways the world may never notice but heaven celebrates. Stay till the end because something beautiful is waiting for you. Keep walking with integrity. Keep serving others with love. Keep believing that every season has meaning, even when you cannot yet understand it. Your faith is not wasted. Your prayers are not forgotten. Your journey has purpose beyond what your eyes can currently see. Listen carefully because this is the turning point. The person finally understood that God's invitation was never just to open a message. It was to open their heart completely, to receive His peace, to trust His wisdom, and to live each day with hope instead of fear. That decision transformed everything, because once their heart changed, the way they saw every challenge changed as well. My beloved child, the journey is almost complete. In the final chapter, the greatest truth is revealed. You will discover that God's greatest gift was never simply the blessing you were waiting for, it was the person you became while learning to trust Him. And that ending is more beautiful than you ever imagined. Stay till the end. The most joyful chapter is still ahead. My beloved child, don't skip this message. Listen carefully because we have reached the final chapter of this journey. Every prayer you whispered, every tear you tried to hide, every moment you wondered if God was listening, and every step you took by faith has led to this moment. Stay till the end because the greatest message is not about fear, urgency, or uncertainty. It is about hope. This is a fictional, inspirational story about faith and God's love, not a prediction of specific future events. For so long, the person in this story believed that the greatest blessing would arrive when every problem disappeared. They thought peace would come only after every prayer was answered exactly as they had imagined. But as they looked back over their journey, they realized something beautiful. God's greatest gift had been with them from the very beginning. It was His constant presence, quietly guiding them through every disappointment, every delay, every victory, and every new beginning. Listen carefully because this changes everything. Every closed door had protected them from a path they were never meant to walk. Every season of waiting had strengthened their character. Every hardship had taught compassion. Every unanswered question had drawn them closer to God. What once felt like broken pieces of life had become part of a masterpiece they could only understand by looking back. What happened next changed everything. The person stopped asking, "When will my blessing come?" and began saying, "Thank you, God, for never leaving me." That single change of heart filled them with a peace they had never known before. Their joy was no longer based on circumstances. It was rooted in faith. And because of that, they faced each new day with courage instead of fear, gratitude instead of worry, and hope instead of despair. My beloved child, if you have followed this story from the beginning, remember this truth: your life is not defined by your hardest season. You are not defined by your failures, your fears, or your disappointments. You are defined by the love of God, the faith you continue to hold, and the kindness you choose to share with others every day. No act of love is ever wasted. No sincere prayer is ever ignored. No season of trusting God is ever meaningless. Stay till the end because something beautiful is waiting for you. Keep walking in faith even when the road is uncertain. Keep choosing forgiveness when bitterness seems easier. Keep believing in hope when the world tells you to give up. Every step you take with God is shaping a future filled with wisdom, compassion, and purpose. You may not know exactly what tomorrow holds, but you can trust that God will give you the strength you need for each new day. Listen carefully because this is the greatest revelation of all. The invitation to open this right now was never about opening a message alone. It was about opening your heart to God's peace, His grace, and His unfailing love. Once your heart is open, fear loses its power, hope begins to grow, and every new sunrise becomes another reminder that God's mercy is new every morning. As this story comes to an end, imagine yourself standing at the beginning of a brand new chapter. The weight of yesterday no longer controls you. The mistakes of the past no longer define you. The uncertainty of tomorrow no longer frightens you. You walk forward with confidence because you know you are never walking alone. So lift your head, my beloved child. Keep praying. Keep loving. Keep serving. Keep trusting. Continue living with humility, integrity, and gratitude. Let your life become a light that encourages others who are still searching for hope. The greatest miracle is not only the blessings God places in your hands, it is the person He shapes your heart to become. The end of this story is not fear. It is peace. It is not defeat. It is victory through faith. It is not hopelessness. It is lasting hope. And when you look back on this journey, may you smile with gratitude, knowing that through every chapter, every lesson, and every season, God was faithfully leading you toward a life filled with purpose, courage, and love. Walk forward in faith, my beloved child. Your best chapter is not behind you. With God's help, it is still ahead. The end.